welcome to section 2 of unit 1, make or buy decision. In this section, we will look at the various factors we consider in the make, do or buy decision and the contribution of procurement to make, do or buy decisions. By the end of this section, we should be able to identify the factors in the make, do or buy decisions and also explain the contribution of procurement to make, do or buy decisions. The make, do or buy decision is an act of choosing between manufacturing a particular product in-house or producing it from an external supplier. So in order to make a requirement, as organizations, we sit down and critically analyze the benefits of either making that particular product or requirement in-house, within the organization, or outside, outsourcing it to an external party to make it for us. An example of the buy decision is the outsourcing decision we make, where we send our non-core activities outside to third-party specialists to make it for us, instead of the organization making that particular product in-house in the organization. This make, do, or buy decision is as a result of comparing the cost and advantages of producing in-house versus buying it elsewhere, buying it outside the organization. And of course, once we are going to reduce cost when we make it in-house, we're going to do that. And once we're able to reduce cost when we buy it outside, we're going to do that. We're going to take that decision. This make, do, or buy decision can also serve as a competitive advantage, right? Now, the make, do, or buy decision depends on a range of factors, some strategic and operational factors. The first factor we have here is the effect on total cost of production. So like we just said, once the total cost of production is going to reduce if we make it in-house, then we're going to do that. If the total cost of production is going to reduce if we outsource it or give it to a third-party specialist, then we are going to do that. So in order to make sure the companies to ensure that they are making the right decision, they need to consider the risk of the particular product, the risk associated with making this in-house as against the risk associated with giving it to third-party specialists. We also need to consider the economic factors here, profitability. The profit impact that particular product is going to have on our final profit margin. We need to consider that before we make the make, do, buy decision. Finally, how flexible the product is. The need to retain knowledge and skill in-house for future applications. Now, is the product such that if organizations fail to retain skills in-house, will they or are they likely to find themselves wanting in the future? Are providers so scarce that we need to train someone in-house should anything happen to our current providers? If the answer is yes, then obviously we need to make or do the product in-house. If no, that is providers are not scarce, there is no need to retain in-house skills, there are always suppliers available to give us that product that we need, as well as it is economical when we buy the decision outside, then obviously we don't need to make or do the product in-house. The availability of in-house competences and capacity. That is, do we have someone in-house who can make the particular product we need? Do we even have the capacity as an organization to maintain or to keep the product? How readily available are these competencies in-house, and how can we acquire or expand our capacity, and whether they can be consistently available in the future? It's not that we decide to do it in-house because we think we have the competence in-house, and in the future this competence is not sustained, this competence is gone, and we've also lost our chance with a competent supplier we could have worked with, and vice versa. We need to critically and carefully consider these factors before we embark on a make, do, or buy decision. Then the fifth point you have here is the availability of suitable external suppliers. A lack of suitable suppliers would push the firm towards the make, do end of the spectrum. There are some ways procurement can contribute to the make, do, or buy decision. 1. It encourages decision making at a strategic rather than purely operational level, considering long-term objectives and impact across the supply chain. Now, thanks to procurement department for outlining the factors we just explained in the previous slide. We're able to align these factors to our mission and vision. That's the company organization's mission and vision. Once that is done, we're able to know which factors needs to be critically analyzed, which factors needs the top level managers to come in, which factors are for the long run improvement of the organization. It also supports the use of Porter's value system as a strategic framework, challenging each stage in the process from extraction of raw materials to purchase of finished products by consumers to play its part in adding value. Now, we know Porter's value system is a strategic management tool which breaks down organizations' activities into strategically relevant pieces, right? So that after each stage, value is added before we move on to the next stage. So we have the first stage being the inbound activities where we extract our raw materials through to offering after-sales services for our consumers. Now, this Porter's value system will act as a strategic framework that helps business analyze their internal operations to identify the activities that create value and those that do not. Once organization is able to do this, you're able to see the fuller picture of the cost drivers and the sources of differentiation, and then make changes appropriately in your make, do, or buy decision process. Managers are forced to take a broad view of the entire supply chain as a repository of skills and expertise. If a supplier has a greater ability to add value at low cost than in-house units, the buy option should be considered. We've said this earlier. You weigh the benefits you get from making one decision against the cost. So once the benefit is exceeding the cost, then you need to make that decision. So if the benefits of making it in-house exceeds the cost, then we made the product in-house. If the benefit of giving it to an external party exceeds the cost, then we give it to an external party to do it for us. Then finally, we say established supply chain relationships support decision making. Supplier capabilities will be known. A level of trust may have developed. Information sharing and relationship management systems may already be in place, and suppliers may be more likely to understand and support the firm's strategic goals. By way of summary, we have explained certain crucial factors that are considered in the make, do, or buy decisions. As far as needs fulfillment is concerned, we further considered factors to be assessed in buy decisions and concluded with the contributory role of procurement towards make, do, or buy decisions. Thank you.